welcome Corina.
It is impossible. And I think, oh, hello. It is impossible to get anything done. Impossible. Go on, try it. Try and go to work and finish a task and see how far you get before you find yourself reaching for your phone to check the time. And then, before you know it, you're 20 minutes deep into a YouTube conspiracy theory. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not tech bashing. I love a bit of technology. I love how much easier it makes my life when I have a fully charged phone and I get to show the world pictures of my breakfast. What I don't love is when my phone and other tech demands so much of my attention and distracts me so easily. So often, I find myself looking at my phone and thinking, what am I doing here? When you really think about it, it's kind of ridiculous how we let ourselves be distracted in ways we would never dream of if we had another job. Imagine you're a tennis player. Let's go all in. You're a pro tennis player. You're centre court at Wimbledon. You've got your tennis whites on, you're looking the part, and the crowd is cheering you on. You're playing a really good game, but you are down a point, so it's really time to focus. Eyes on the prize. You got this. Your phone vibrates in your pocket. Your phone vibrates in your pocket because, of course, it's in your pocket. How could you ever not have your phone on you at all times? So your phone vibrates in your pocket and you pull it out and just check it real quick. And that is how you get hit in the face by a tennis ball traveling 200 kilometers per hour. It's time to stop letting your tasks, your job, your life hit you in the face because you're distracted. So what can we do about it? So this is the part where I drop that buzzword, mindfulness. The skill of paying attention to your thoughts and your surroundings right here, right now. Now I know mindfulness can have a bit of reputation for being hippie-ish, a bit floaty. And I'm sensing that a lot of you want to run away right now. But before you run away, maybe you'll just give me a chance to debunk a few mindfulness myths. Mindfulness does not need to be about meditation and emptying the mind. You might be thinking, nope, it's not going to happen. I can never sit and do nothing and empty my mind. It always goes a million miles an hour. It's not going to happen. All of those thoughts rushing through your head, to be mindful, all you need to do is pay attention to them instead of trying to distract yourself. Mindfulness is not about sitting cross-legged on the floor. If all you need to do to be mindful is pay attention to your thoughts and your surroundings, you can be mindful on the train to work, while walking, or even sitting or standing in this tent right here, right now. Mindfulness has nothing to do with crystals and charging your crystals by the full moon. They do look super cute, but they don't need to be anywhere near you for you to be mindful. Mindfulness is paying attention to your thoughts and your surroundings right here, right now. Now, I hear you all thinking, all right, you've convinced me, but how do I actually do this? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I'm going to talk you through 3 opportunities that we all have in our working day where being more mindful can help us be more productive and maybe even a little bit happier. Multitasking, or the ability to multitask, is a lie. I don't think I'm being overdramatic when I say that. It's one of the major reasons why it is impossible to get anything done. You start doing one task, and then you go and answer a call. All the while, your brain is thinking back to the first task that you were doing, but also ahead to all the other things you need to do that day. So you jump from task to task without actually getting anything done. Do you follow? No? Yeah, your brain doesn't follow you either. Every time you switch from task to task, you're losing information and you're wasting energy, which leaves you with that feeling like you barely had a moment to think, but you're not actually sure what you have to show for it. By contrast, you know that feeling of being in the zone? You're deeply focused, you're in the moment, you're working on that one thing, and you're really getting through and nailing it. That is the effect of single tasking. You're being mindful about the one task that you want to focus on and choosing to stick with it. Let's go back to Wimbledon. When you're focused on what's going on in the moment, the game, you're much more likely to win that point. It becomes easier to make smart decisions. You don't just smack the ball and hope it makes it over the net. You decide if you're going to use a backhand or a volley, or I don't actually know that much about tennis, but you get the idea. So to put this into practice, it's actually pretty simple. Pick a task and only do that task. That's it. Choose a point in your day, for example, first thing in the morning, and decide on the task that you're going to start with. Give it your full attention until you're done. If you find your mind still wandering, give it a little bit of help. Set yourself a timer for 20 minutes. Focus on that one task until your timer goes off and see how far you get. Working mindfully just means focusing on what you're doing right here, right now. The second opportunity we have to be more mindful is during everyone's favorite time, meetings. I see you all in your meetings. You come in, and the first thing you do is flip open your laptop. You sort of listen to begin with, but then your mind starts thinking about all the things you have to do that day. You're trying to multitask again, so it goes from just going to answer one question to ending up in your inbox and seeing how many emails are waiting for you. And then, before you know it, your mind is somewhere else completely. And those of you who organize meetings, you're not much better. You ask us to come to your meetings, but then you don't tell us what it's about. You don't tell us what you want from us during the meeting, and then you don't moderate the meeting to keep it on track. A mindful meeting can look so different, though. The next time you're going into a meeting, stop and ask yourself, what am I doing right here, right now? Why am I hosting this meeting? What do I want the outcome to be? And just like with single tasking, it becomes the only thing you need to do is focus on that meeting. So that means no open laptop. Better yet, just don't even bring it. And put your phone away. And I don't mean face down on the table in front of you, I mean away. The further away your phone is, the more time you have to catch yourself when your attention drifts and you realize your hand is mindlessly reaching for it. And if you find your mind still wandering, take a moment and check in with your surroundings. Do you always sit in the same seat in a certain meeting room? Pick a different one. You might find that it changes your perspective and your mindset. Are you struggling to get creative? Go outside for a walk. Are you wanting someone in your team to open up to you a little bit more? Pick a more informal meeting room or a couch where you don't have the physical barrier of a table between you. When we're more mindful about our meetings, we can get more done in less time. And finally, the third opportunity that we have to be more mindful. Give yourself a break. I mean that figuratively and literally. Stop being so hard on yourself and take a break. I know. It is hard to take a break when there's so much that always needs to get done. Your to-do list is never ending. It feels counterintuitive. But think about what happens when we go without sleep for long periods of time. And is your pro tennis alter ego really going to win that final match if you keep playing and don't get some rest before the big day? And how many of us were students who thought it was a good idea to pull an all-nighter to get those essays handed in on time? Was that really our best work? And it's the same thing when we try and power through at work. You might start on a bit of a high. The pressure of that deadline's pushing you on. But there comes a tipping point where that high starts to crash. You start feeling overwhelmed. You don't know which of the million things on your to-do list that you need to tackle next. And the tasks, they no longer seem exciting or motivating, and you're just trying to smash through each task. You're smacking a tennis ball and you're hoping it makes it over the net. If any of this sounds familiar, it's time to take a break. Again, it sounds so simple, right? But when was the last time that you did nothing? I mean, really did nothing. Not a thing. It's probably been a while. Yet, just a few minutes break can make such a difference in helping you to refocus. You can take time to check in with how you're feeling, decide what you're going to do next, or not do next. And sometimes, powering through the occasional lunch break to meet that deadline, it is unavoidable. But other than that, take a break, go outside, leave your phone behind and go for a walk. See what's been going on in the world while you've been in the office. Let your mind wander and see what ideas come into your head. That problem that you've been stuck on for the last week, the answer might present itself when you least expect it. Take a moment and check in with how your body feels. Are your shoulders tense somewhere around your ears? Let them relax. Does your jaw feel tight? Unclench. And finally, breathe. That part really is easy. Take a moment to notice your breath. Where do you feel it? Take a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Breathe. These opportunities that I've talked you through are just a few moments where the chance to be more mindful can appear. You might find your own moments. You might decide not to turn off your pop-up notifications, but use them as a reminder to stop and ask yourself, what am I doing right here, right now? And if you can add just one more moment of mindfulness to your day, that's one more moment than you had the day before where you can finally get something done. Thank you.